Hey guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. In today's content now, we're going to talk about BTC. We're going to talk about BTC on a weekly basis, and we're also going to talk about BTC on a 2-day time frame. We're going to take a look at the MACD. We're going to talk about the 6-hour time frame and all that good stuff, right? We know October, it is one of the most volatile months, okay? If you go back and back test it over the last few years, we're going to talk about all that good stuff, right? Over the last few years, October has been one of the most important months, okay? So, we will take a look at BTC in terms of weekly time frame and what we could expect going forward as we breaking out above the weekly 21 and all that good stuff. We breaking out above the 2-day 21 and all that good stuff. So we will take a look at it and decide, if we're going to be in a bull market over the next like a few months or not. Okay, we talk about the weekly 21. We said breaking out above the weekly 21 is going to be the most important breakout if we can get it in October. So October is here, right? So if you're new to our content, don't forget to hit the likes. Don't forget to join the public Telegram group, link in the description. You can also join the Discord public group, link in the description and all that good stuff, right? Make sure to hit the thumbs up, guys. Make sure to hit the notification so you can get these short-term video updates and all that good stuff, right? So now let's dive into the analysis, right? So what I'm looking at right now, it is the weekly time frame. Okay, what we said in our previous update, right? In our previous public update, we said we need to get back above the weekly 21. Okay, if we basically start to trade below the weekly 21 EMA for more than 3 weeks, it is going to be a sign of bearishness. All right, it doesn't necessarily mean like we're going to be dumping lower and lower and all that, right? But all it means is like it is going to be tough. Okay, and it is going to get tougher for the bulls to basically flip the price action above the weekly 21. Right now we above it, not just above it, but if you take a look at it, right, we already taken out the last week open right there. Last week open, last week high, just about like a 47,127 range, which is a great sign. We got 24 hours of just about like 48 hours to close the weekly candle, so it is a great sign in the short term. If we take a look at the weekly MACD right here, the weekly MACD, I don't talk about it much because it doesn't have much noise. It is bullish, so we just have to basically let it as it is. And I'm not expecting a crossover, but if we get a crossover, it means like we're going to be dropping down below the weekly 21 over the next like a few weeks and so on. But since like we're already back above the weekly 21, let's see how we're going to close above the weekly 21 over the next like 24 hours. Closing as it is right now, it is a good sign. Let's say we get a boring weekend, right? Price action fluctuating between like a 47 to 48, that's going to be a good sign, right? It means like next week we're just gonna have to deal with 52k area. Okay, so closing above 52 anywhere around like within the next like a few days, going to be a good sign. Okay, going to be a good sign, right? So let's see how we're going to be able to close above the weekly 21, especially above like a 47k. That's going to be a great deal, right? So now let's talk about the weekly time frame regarding like how we basically been closing like more than 3 weeks below the weekly 21 and basically turning bearish. I talk about it right here. I said exactly like, we closed below the weekly 21 EMA for more than 3 weeks, even though we pump back above it, right? Closing again below it, it is not a good sign. Okay, so right here we closed below it, but we pump right back above it. Okay, we pump right back above it. As you can see right here, okay, back in May, we dumped below the weekly 21, moved sideways for like a 60 days before pumping back above it, got rejected, dumping below it. Now we're back above it, so it is a good sign. We just don't want to dump below the weekly 21. It is something like we just have to write on the wall and basically and keep an eye on it. Okay, and keep an eye on it over the next like a few weeks and so on, right? So now let's take a look at BTC on the 3D time frame and on the 7 days time frame. First thing first, right? The 7 days time frame, right? You guys know I talk about the 7 days time frame. It is different, okay, from the weekly time frame. Why it is different? The 7 days time frame, right, start on not October, but starts on January 1st. Okay, regardless of whether January 1st is a Monday or Sunday or Friday. So 7 day cycle always starts on January 1st. That's why I like it, right? because most of us likes to basically keep an eye on what the first day of the year. So so if you basically like to take a look at the yearly cycle, you want to basically keep an eye on what the 7-day cycle, right? So right here we did not close below the weekly 21 based on what? Based on the 7-day cycle. Okay, we discussed it, right? We said, okay, we're not closing below the weekly 21 based on the 7-day cycle. So that's the good news. As you can see right here, we just opened the weekly cycle, right, on the 7 days, right? It starts on Friday. So as soon as we start, we just pump to the upside. Okay, so that's a great news, guys. So let's just keep that in mind. So now let's take a look at BTC on a 2D time frame, right? So on the 2D basis, right, which is a shorter time frame, what we've been saying was like, guys, we know on the 2D to 3D, let's talk about the 3D first. The 3D time frame, right, our resistance going to be what? Right here, 44, right? 45 range. It is going to be our resistance. And why 44 and 45K range? 44 to 45K range was our support right here. When price action was just about like a 52, we said if we dump down, we're going to be retesting our 3D 21Ema just about like a 43, 44K area. Okay, so we got the support right here, pushed it upside, dump hard below it. Okay, so now we back above it again, which is a good sign, guys. I think like closing above the 3D time frame going to have a big impact going forward. Right, candle gonna close in just about like a 36 hours, something like that. Okay, in 36 hours we're gonna close this candle. So staying just above just above like a 45K on the 3D basis going to be a good sign, right? So now let's take a look at BTC on the 2D basis. On the 2D basis, what we're looking for, guys, just like last October, exactly October 6, October 7, 2020, what we said was like right here. Let's go back and discuss it first. Right here. Okay, just to review it, because it is very important to keep an eye on these little details. What we said right here, right before the bullish crossover, we said, guys, if we pump to the upside, consolidate right here, just about like 11 to 11.5, we're going to be pushing to the upside. Okay, right here, if we take a look at it right now, okay, we could possibly get the bullish crossover if price action can stay above the 45K support. Okay, 45K, it is going to be our 2D 21 on the 2D basis, right? If we can basically stay above it and price action right here, on our MACD flips positive like that, it is going to be a huge pump over the next like a few days and so on. So something to keep in mind. We could possibly anticipate some bearish divergences and all that good stuff, as I said, but we will see. I just don't want to anticipate like a bearishness if we get the the bullish crossover, because you just don't know how high price action can go. Right, we can still get a bearish divergence, but price action could pump a lot. All right, pump a lot above like above 60K, 65K, and all that good stuff. Right, so keep an eye on your 2D time frame. A bullish MACD on our 2D time frame could basically signal a trend reversal / trend continuation over the next like a few weeks and so on. Now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on a 6-hour basis. Right, on a 6-hour basis, what I was saying right here, right, what we said was like back in July, right there after we get the bullish crossover, I'm calling it golden crossover, right? So but it is not technically the 50 over 200. Okay, it is just the 21 over 100. I'm calling it golden because it is just bullish. Okay, so but you can also use your 50 over 200, right? It is going to give you the same signal, but you're going to be buying much higher. Okay, because the 200 EMA, it is much slower, right? So I think like 21 and 100 is a perfect blend, right? So now you take a look at the golden cross we got right here, right? Bang, right? Could we expect high prices? Yes. Why? We got a golden cross right here. We were bullish. We took it all the way up to the upside till we got the bearish crossover. Remember, guys, at 45.5, that's exactly where we got the bearish crossover. And what we said was like, guys, let's get out. Let's get out. Okay, so let's get out because we could be dumping, because we were expecting a push to the upside, but after the dump down to like 45.5, bang. Okay, no time to basically react. You just have to basically pack your stuff and basically look for another potential trade setup and all that good stuff, right? If we back test it back then, back in let's say we take a look at it back in May 13th 2021, what happened right here? Dump hard. Okay, after we got the bullish crossover right here, we went what? Bullish. Okay, so if we go back in basically just about like a January 21st, we got a bullish crossover right here also. What happened? Elon Musk, whatever, tweeted something, you know, regarding BTC. Sucker basically pumped to the upside. We didn't care about the tweet. We didn't care about anything. We just stayed with the bullish setup. We said, guys, we got a three-way move. We most likely going to push to the upside. We got the bullish crossover and so on, right? So now you take a look at it right here. I don't have time to go through all these bullish and bearish, you know, setups. You can go back and check it yourself. You know, we got one back in October right here. We were bullish right there. We said if we close above like a 10.5, we're going to be going to the moon, right? So it looks good so far. The only thing we need is, like, I think we gotta stay above what? We gotta stay above 45k. Okay, we gotta stay above 45k, and we got to avoid another bearish crossover. Remember, just because we got a bullish crossover doesn't mean, right, we're going to be continuing to the upside. But we're getting a weekly close above. We could possibly get a weekly close above the weekly 21 EMA, right? We got a push to the upside above the 2D time frame, right? The 2D 21 EMA, which is a good sign, right? So the only thing we need is like to stay above 45k, right? And at the same time, if we flip to the 2D 21 EMA, we want our 2D 21 EMA to flip positive. Okay, we gotta respect all these indicators. We gotta respect all these setups in order to basically push to the upside. It looks good. It looks good, but it is not 100% confirmed yet. We're going to be pushing to the upside. But I like it. I like what I see. If we can keep these setups like it is right now, we most likely going to go to the moon over the next like a few few months and so on, right? So that's all I wanted to cover for today. So if you're new to our content, don't forget to hit the likes, don't forget to join the public Telegram group, link in the description and all that good stuff, right? Thanks a lot for watching, guys.